So in the previous class, we have seen the introduction to the ERP, then ERP packages, the goals and objectives of the ERP, and we discuss about the history of SAP, the technical modules, the functional modules, then business process, that is what is the procurement type, internal procurement, external procurement, then we have seen our cycle. Okay. Now today we will log on into the SAP system, guys. I am placing the cursor on one icon, SAP logon. Are you able to see, guys?
Yes.
I'm going to double click on it. Select the server, click on logon. The moment when I click on logon, the system has taken to a screen that is SAP screen. Here you have some information, client 800, user, password, language. And here, welcome to IDS ECC 6.0 EHP 5. So client, I'm entering 800. User, it should be in small letters. So I'm entering with my user ID and with my password, it should be in small letters. And language. Now see here, why SAP has separately given an option called language? Why they focus on this important parameter? Because SAP is the only company and SAP is the only ERP product in the market where it will support in almost all the international languages. Okay? It is the only company and the only ERP product in the market where it will support in almost all the international languages. Okay? And here you are able to see in which version of SAP you are logging up. Then press enter. Yeah. Now what is this client number basically? Yeah. Now what is this client number? Now, for example, I'll tell you. Let us take two companies, guys. Now, Sony product that is called, it should not be a alphabetic alphanumeric. It should be a numeric from 0 to 9 and maximum is 3 digits. That is SAP standard. Okay? Maximum is 3 digits where it ranges from 000 to 999. Where it ranges from 000 to 999. I specifically entered 800. Why? What is the reason? When I'm logging up, I specifically entered client 800. Why? What is the reason? Client 800 is specifically given by SAP for SAP education and training purpose. So it is not given to any client or customer. It is for giving the education and training for the people. So that's the reason we have entered client number as 800. Then after that, you will have your own user ID and passwords with small letters you enter, then log in. The moment when you log on, now system has opened a screen, SAP Easy Access. We call this as a screen and we call this as a session, SCSSION, session. Okay, we call this as a SAP Easy Access screen or SAP Easy Access session. Now here, the SAP has provided the limitation to open the screens. What is that limitation? The maximum number of SAP Easy Access screens or sessions opened is 6 under a single user ID and the password. The maximum number of SAP Easy Access screens or sessions we can open is 6 under a single user ID and the password. Whether you are a functional consultant or whether you are a technical consultant or whether you are maybe a user. That is standard.
But at a time we have 6 screens.
6 screens can be opened by one person with user ID and password, not more than that. These are the norms of the SAP. Neither you can increase nor decrease. Okay. Now, already I have opened one screen now. I am placing the cursor on one icon at the top of the screen. Create new session. Now I'm going to click on that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I press for the 7th time, the system will throw a message saying that maximum number of sessions is reached. So you cannot open more than 6 screens at a time. Even if you try it also, the system will throw a message. Okay? Conditions apply under a single user ID and the password. Fine. Now here, at the beginning of the screen, when you entered user and the password, you got an information, welcome to IDES so and so. So what does this IDS means? IDS stands for Internet Demonstration Evaluated System, given by SAP for SAP education and training purpose, where it contains default standard settings and values to run the business applications or process. So in this IDS, the SAP has given some standard pre-default settings. It means if I want to create a purchase order now, I can create a purchase order. Okay. Or if I want to create a sales order, I can create a sales order. If I want to create a production order, I can create a production order. Okay. It means the SAP has given some default standard settings. Let us say, for example, I will open a screen to create a purchase order ME21N. Now see guys, all of you. Now system has opened a screen, PO screen, that is purchase order screen here. At the top of the screen you have vendor. So I will enter the vendor 1000. So 1000 is a vendor number which is predefinitely given by some SAP. Then I am entering purchasing organization 1000, purchasing group 001, company code 1000. So these are given by standard SAP. I am entering the material information. I am entering some quantity so and so. Deliver date. I am entering some net price and plant 1000 is already given by SAP and store location 0001 given by SAP. Press enter. So this is a material what we are buying it now and the supplier is 1000 vendor. That is a vendor number. Now I entered all the details and now I can check the purchase order. If there are any errors are there, then after that I can save the PO where the system will display a message purchase orders created. So do we created any material or any vendor? Now see here the system has thrown a message standard purchase orders created and this is your PO number 4500175 etc etc etc. Have you created any vendor, any material company code now? No. So the SAP has given some default standard settings and values and the parameters to run the business applications or process. So this is IDS version. So like for example, company code, plant, sales organization, purchasing organization, controlling area like 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, etc. Okay. So these are some default standard settings which are predefinedly given by SAP. And this version is treated as IDES version, which is purely used for SAP education and training purpose. It is used for purely for SAP education and training purpose. Okay. So IDES stands for Internet Demonstration Evaluated System. Fine. Now, as I told you, SAP Easy Access screen, or we can call this as a session. Maximum is you can open 6 screens. At the top of the SAP Easy Access screen, just observe guys what I'm going to do. I'm entering MM01. It may be in capital letters or it may be in small letters. Press enter. Now system has taken to a screen create material. Here we can create a material or a material number or a material code, material master, material name. Makes same sense. I don't want to create a material now. I want to create a supplier or a vendor. Slash n xk01. Enter. Now what happened? The material screen has been disappeared. System has opened a screen to create a vendor. No, I don't want to create a vendor now. Again, I want to create a material. Slash n mm01. Enter. The vendor screen has been disappeared. It has opened a screen to create a material. Again, I don't want to create a material now. Again, I want to create a vendor. Slash n xk01. Enter. Again, the mid screen has been disappeared. It has opened a screen, create a vendor. If you observe every time I am using slash n mm01 or slash n xk01, where mm01 and xk01 are the SAP given standard transaction codes to create a material and to create a vendor universally. It's not only in India and Hyderabad. MM01 and XK01 are the SAP given standard transaction codes used for creating a material and to create a vendor universally. So basically the syntax is slash n transaction code. This is actually the syntax. Either you can enter in small letters or you can enter in capital letters. It does not make any sense. Okay. So slash n transaction code functionality is the system close the current screen or transaction and opens a new screen or transaction. That is the syntax of slash and transaction code. The system close the current screen or transaction and opens a new screen or transaction. Suppose I need both screen guys. Let us say I need vendor screen as well as material screen also. Now we are in create vendor screen. At the top of it, I am entering slash o mm01. Enter. Then what happens is your vendor screen will be minimized and system opens material screen. At the bottom, you can see in the taskbar. If you want to open vendor screen, you can open vendor screen. If you want to open material screen, you can open material screen. So slash o transaction code. The functionalities of this syntax is the system minimizes the current screen or transaction and opens a new screen or transaction. The system minimizes the current screen or transaction and opens a new screen or transaction. Next, I am entering slash and END. Enter. Do you want to log off it or not? System is asking you to log off it or not. If you click on yes, it will close all the screens. If you click on no, you are in the screen. So it means the system is asking whether you want to log off it or not. So slash and END functionality is to log off or to log in SAP system. No slash or not. It will opens a new screen or transaction. Next, I am entering slash and END. Enter. Do you want to log off it or not? System is asking you to log off it or not. If you click on yes, it will close all the screens. If you click on no, you are in the screen. So it means the system is asking whether you want to log off it or not. So slash and END functionality is to log off or to log in SAP system. Now slash and EX to exit or to terminate from the system. It means, let us say I open 6 screens. I have opened 6 screens. Okay. Suppose here if I enter slash and EX, if I press enter, without any prior notice, the system will terminate all the screens. Without any prior notice, the system will terminate all the screens. Okay. Again, I need to re-log in. It will not even give any option whether you want to log off it or not. Without any prior notice, it will log off. Again, you need to re-log in. And one more thing, whenever you are in the front screen or welcome screen of SAP, that is in SAP Easy Access screen, no need to use any slash n or slash o. For example, now see here at the top of the SAP Easy Access screen, I am entering slash n mm01. If you press enter, it has opened create material screen. I will go back, and if I enter mm01, if I press enter, it opens the same screen. Okay, so it does not make any sense when you are in the front screen whether you are using slash n or slash o. Other than SAP Easy Access screen, we need to use slash n or slash o. Remember guys, for example, here I entered mm01, press enter, create material. Now at the top of, now you are not in the front screen, you are in the some other screen trying to create a material. Now I want to create a vendor. If I just enter xk01, now see what happens. When you press enter, still you are in the same screen. Still we are in the same screen. Okay, so that is important. So whenever you are in SAP Easy Access screen, no need to use slash n or slash o syntax. Other than SAP Easy Access screen, we're supposed to use it. Okay, to open a new screen or to open whatever the screen you want. That is important. Or for example, now I'm in the middle screen, let us say. If you want to open another screen, just click on this create new session here. I'm placing the cursor. Or else slash o, whatever the transaction code you can. Then what happens? Your matrix screen will be there and it opens another screen. Or else at the left side at the corner, if you click on this option, so here you have create session. So if you click on it, like this also it opens another screen. So these are multiple options you have. One option is click on this create new session, or at the left column, at the left side, at the top of the screen, create new session, or else slash o suffix of transaction code. So as you wish, provided you cannot open more than 6. That is standard again. Fine. So as I told you, SAP Easy Access is a screen which can be used by everyone, whether you are a technical guy or a functional guy or a user. There is another environment, another screen, wherein only the functional consultants will have authorities to enter into that screen or enter into that transaction. What is that? SPRO is a transaction code used by functional consultants only for configuration and customization and execute project. SPRO is a transaction code used by functional consultants only for configurations, customization and execute project. Neither the technical guys nor the users from the client side will have authorities to enter into this transaction code. They are restricted to use this transaction code. They don't have any authorities to enter into this screen. Now see here. Here I am entering SPRO either in small letters and capital letters. Press enter. Now system has opened a screen customizing execute project. System has opened a screen customizing execute project. So from this screen only the functional consultants will have authorities to work in this environment. All the background settings will come under SPRO environment, where SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object. It stands for SAP Project Reference Object. And one more thing, don't think that for all the transaction codes you have expansion. For example, I told you MM01. Then what is M, what is M, or X01 means what is X, what is K. You don't have any abbreviations for the transaction codes. No. Okay. You don't have any expansion for transaction codes. It's just MM01. It's just XK01. Now here at the top of the screen, I have entered SPRO. Press enter. If you want to press enter, you can press enter on your keyboard, or else you can click on this tick mark at the top of the left side. It has opened a screen customizing execute project. There is another alternate way to come to this screen. What is that? SAP Easy Access, Tools, Customizing, IMG, SPRO. If you double click on it, it opens the same screen. Makes same sense, isn't it? So one option is you are trying to enter here SPRO directly, press enter. You are in this screen. The another alternative way is in the SAP Easy Access screen, go to tools, go to customizing, go to IMG, SPRO, double click on it. It opens the same screen. What is the difference? We call this as a path or navigation. How to reach SPRO. So whenever I say the path, you are supposed to write down like this. So path for SPRO, that is SAP Easy Access, Tools, Customizing, IMG, SPRO. We call this as a path, or we call this as a navigation. I can show SAP Easy Access, Tools, Customizing, IMG, SPRO. If you double click on it, it opens the screen. So we call this as a path or navigation, where IMG stands for implementation guide. IMG stands for implementation guide. So these are the details about the logging into the SAP system. Okay. So what are the syntaxes we are going to use, from where the functional consultant will work, and from where the technical consultant will work, and from where the users will work. So basically technical guys and the users are authorities having entering into the SAP Easy Access environment, whereas a functional consultant, that is where we don't have any restriction. We can enter into any of the screen, either in the background or in the front end as a functional guys. Now, to perform all these functionalities in our SAP system, we need to design or we need to frame the organization structure. Whenever we are implementing SAP to any client or a customer, as per the client requirement, in the sense as per the business, the current business of the client or customer, group of functional consultants, after interacting with the core team members means the employees from the client side, so as to gather the information of their business process and all, and the group of consultants will design the organization structure. So this is the organization structure, how it look like, guys. Okay. So there are so many functional consultants will involve for framing of this structure or for designing of this organization structure. Okay. Now, what is this organization structure basically? Before going to this diagram, I will explain this organization structure. What is this? Let us say, as I told you, we are implementing SAP to a company called Tata, and IBM is a company going to implement. Of course, both are the companies. Now here Tata has become a client or a customer to the implementation partner. We call SAP as a IBM as a implementation partner or a service provider, where he is providing the services of SAP implementation. Okay, fine. As usual, they will give one number to the client. For example, 749 is a client number given to Tata client. Now, company. Now, after understanding the business process, we need to design the organization structure. So first, here the company will come into the picture. So what is the company here, guys? Tata Group of Industries. Why I am specifically calling as a group of industries? Suppose if you are implementing SAP to Coca-Cola company, we cannot call Coca-Cola Group of Industries. But here when I take Tata, I am calling as a Tata Group of Industries. Why, guys? Is there any strong reason behind that? Any idea? Why we cannot call
Yeah.
Coca-Cola as a Coca-Cola Group of Industries? Why we are specifically calling as a Tata Group of Industries? Is there any reason behind that?
Yes,
Yes.
What is that, guys?
there are
Any idea?
lots of there are lots of segments Tata is working with,
Exactly,
like in
exactly,
steel,
exactly,
motors.
exactly, exactly. Good. So here, company is Tata Group of Industries. We are going to create in the system. The reason why we are specifically calling this a group of industries means this Tata, they have n number of industry segments. They have n number of industry segments. Okay, like Tata Steel, Tata Power, Tata Capital, Tata Construction, Tata Motors, then Tata Consultancy Services, Tata Aerospace, etc., 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 etc. Like this, they have so many industry segments. Listen carefully, guys, now here. Company is unique. Unique means it's only one. You cannot have Tata Group 1, Tata Group 2, Tata Group 3. No, it's not like that. Tata Group, it's only unique. Under this group, as they have so many industry segments, as they are into power sector, they are into steel sector, they are into motors, they are into construction, they are into aerospace, they are into software, they are into blah 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 blah. So each industry segment, we call it as a company code. Each industry segment, we call it as a company code. 1, company code 2, company code 3, company code 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. So, and company is unique. Under one company, you can have n number of company codes. There is no limit at all. Infinity, I can say. Okay? There is no limit at all. N number of company codes. That each company code we call as a industry segment. Suppose if you take Coca-Cola, guys, how many company codes can we have? Only one.
One.
Because they are into only one industry segment, manufacturing of beverages. That's it. You don't have any Coca-Cola healthcare, Coca-Cola software, Coca-Cola aerospace, Coca-Cola capital, Coca-Cola steel and all. No, they are into only one industry segment. Whereas this Tata, they have so many industry segments. So we call each industry segment as a company code 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now, for example, I will take Tata Steel. Under the Tata group, I am taking the steel business of the Tata. This is one company code. Under this company code, I have n number of plants. Plant 1 located in Jamshedpur. Plant 2 located in Mumbai. Plant 3 located in Vishakhapatnam, that is Vizag. Plant 4 located in Pune, etc., 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 etc. So it means under the Tata group, I have taken the steel segment of the Tata, that is called one company called Tata Steel. Under this company code, I can have n number of plants. Again, there is no limit at all. Okay. Now, what is a plant? Plant is a geographical or a physical location where some sort of the manufacturing activities takes place. Okay. So a plant is a geographical or a physical location where some sort of the manufacturing act takes place. Under the Jamshedpur plant 1, I have store location 1, store location 2, store location 3, etc., etc., n number of store locations. There is no limit at all. Infinity. In the same way, under the company code and plant, you can have n number of purchasing organizations. You can have n number of sales department, sales organization. So purchasing organization we call as a purchasing department. In our SMB terminology, we call as a purchasing organization, and sales department we call as a sales organization. So like this, we need to design or we need to frame the organization structure. So like this, the hierarchy looks like. Now here you can see the diagram. So here, company. What is this 6 digits means? In SAP system, to create a company, the maximum number of digits, alphabets, alphanumeric allowed is 6, not more than that. Minimum is 1, maximum is 6. That is SAP standard. You cannot cross more than it. So here, company is Tata Group of Industries. Under this, you have company code 1, company code 2, company code 3. That is Tata Power, Tata Steel, Tata Motors, etc. And to create a company code, the maximum number of digits, alphabets, alphanumeric allowed is 4. How many company codes you can create means there is no limit, boss. But to create a company code in the system, we have the limit. That is 4. Please don't confuse again. Okay. How many company codes you can create in the system means there is no limit at all. You can create as many company codes. But to create a company code in our SAP system, we have the limit. That is 4. It may be alphabets or digits or alphanumeric. Then again, under one company code, you can have n number of plants. So here I have one plant 1 and plant 2. Even to create a plant also, maximum is 4. You cannot cross more than that. So again, under one plant, you'll have the store locations 1, store location 2, 3, 4, etc. Again, in the second plant, store location 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. As I told you, purchasing departments so called as a purchasing organizations. So these are the purchasing organizations belong to this plant, and these are the purchasing organizations belong to this plant. And the sales department we call as a sales organization. Dispatching the goods to the customer we call as a distribution channel and division. So like this, if you observe, all this total organization structure belongs to a company code called Tata Steel. In the same way, the same plant, store location, purchasing organization, sales organization will be there for Tata Power, for Tata Motors, Tata Aerospace, etc., etc., etc. Okay? The same organization's elements. If you take individually, we call this as the organization elements. Once you define and assign, This total layout we call as a organization structure. So without this organization structure, we cannot run the show in SAP. So who are the functional consultants? The responsible functional consultants to design or to frame this organization structure. Now see here. So company codes are created by FI consultant. Company codes are created by FI consultant. And controlling areas settings are created by CO, that is CO consultant. As an MM consultant, we create plant, store location, purchasing organization, and purchasing group. An SD consultant will create sales organization, distribution channel, division, sales office, sales group, shipping point, etc. And an HR consultant will create personal area, that is administration department, etc. So like this, these are the responsible functional consultants who are going to design or frame the organization structure. Now we are in the training program. Okay, in the training program we need company codes also. Okay, without which an MM consultant cannot create, execute any purchase order and all. Okay, just now you have seen I have created a purchase order. Now see here ME21N. I'll go to one transaction code called ME21N. So here I have company code. Even if I want to create my own document, that is MM document called purchase order, unless and until if the company code is not created, you cannot create a purchase order. So who will create this company code? The FI consultant, the FI person will create it in the real time. So it means we need other related functional parameters also. That's the reason here we create other settings also. That is other organization elements like company code, controlling area, everything we require. Even if you want to execute our MM business process and applications. So like this, we need to design or we need to frame this organization structure. The same diagram what you are able to see, it can be seen even in the SAP system also. Provided we need to create it. Provided we need to define and we need to assign. Then only the system displays the organization structure. Okay guys. Yeah.
Okay.
So from tomorrow class onwards, we are going to start using the SAP system. In the sense, we are going to create company code, the total organization structure. Okay. So with this today's class, the introduction part to the SAP system, everything is completed.